Welcome back to Indy Ball Nation. I'm Ryan, back with a daily recap, and it's going to be a quick one because last night Nick Firestone and I from Indy Ball Report did like 2 episodes. I honestly think 2 episodes plus last night of recording so that we could get a couple episodes sort of scheduled out while he's away over the next week. And so long story short, everything is completely ruined schedule-wise. Life is chaos, and I don't know what to do. So let's just get panicked and into the Pioneer League. We'll start there. We'll go all backwards today. I like the vibe. Starting with what has quickly become not just the game of the week, but the series of the week. Game 2 of a 6-game set between Ogden and Missoula. After a Tuesday night comeback fell short for Ogden in the knockout round. Would you believe it? Ogden answered an 8-run 5th inning from Missoula with another late comeback. Luis Navarro, he gets it done for another paddlehead win, though, in the knockout round. Back-to-back Ogden comebacks into a knockout round, into a Missoula win. It has been a wild one out in Montana. Glad I stayed up late, actually, though, because I got to kind of track that as that was going on, so no complaints there. Shout out to Nick for that one. Beyond that, notes, home run leader Reese Alexiades, he homered 2 more times. That's 3 in the series for him already. I think he's up to 18 now leading the Pioneer League. And Dakota Connors hit one as well in the losing effort for Ogden. Navarro hit a 3-run bomb for Missoula before that knockout round, getting it done all over the place. So that's going to be great. If you're not watching that series, definitely check it out. It's been living up to the hype. Looking elsewhere, we got the Rocky Mountain vibes at the Northern Colorado Owls. Before this one, Rocky Mountain made some moves, including the signing of Andrew Kiefer. Noteworthy because he's a two-way guy. Love that. Played a little bit in the Atlantic League last year. Played a bunch. I think he was the leading hitter for Missouri in 2021. I've met him. I like him, so that's good to see that going on. Not as happy news. They added Brett Carson to the 60-day DL. That's a huge loss for them. He got a 1. OPS over his 18 games with the team. That is not what you want to see for a Rocky Mountain team that's trying to figure out how they can put something together. They also signed outfielder Matt Hogan, who just hit really well for Oral Roberts this past year during their run. So that's exciting to see. That's why I like the Pioneer League. Get some of those guys that draw some interest out of the college ranks. Anyway, to the game, Northern Colorado scored 2 in the first, but they just could not get on the board again. Meanwhile, the Vibes pushed 4 across, including 2 on a Stephen Wilmer 4th inning homer. Christian Day, he gets the win, tossing 6 innings, striking out 5 while allowing just 2 earned. Matt Hogan, he had a good day at the dish for the Vibes, as well as Henry George for NoCo. Billings at Glacier, Pat Maybach, he took a no-hitter all the way to the 9th inning, but he would lose it and the shutout before this thing was all said and done, thanks in large part to a Jackson Raper 3-run homer. However, it was not enough to win the game for Glacier. He tossed a complete game, so it's not like it's all lost. Like I'm talking like it's all ruined. No, he went complete game, 2-hitter, allowed 3 earned, walked 1, struck out 10. Hell of a game from Maybach. Billings does win this thing 8-3, as the top 5 in their lineup combined for a 12 for 24 day. Great Falls at Boise, Colin Runge? I'm going Runge, my guy. That's where we're going with it. Unless I mistyped it, but I'm pretty sure I'm fine. I only type these notes like 3 in the morning. That's totally a good sign. And Jalen Williams, they both homer on their way to a 12-7 Voyagers win. Both bullpens, this was a chaotic game. It was 12-7 in the 6th inning. They managed to shut things down late. It was pretty good. They combined for 4 total innings of work, not allowing anything. So it was pretty good work. Just when you see a bullpen just show out in the Pioneer League, I think it's worth mentioning. Grand Junction wins 11-5 over the Chuckers, getting 13 hits and 7 ribbies in 22 at-bats from Joe Johnson, Anthony Ray, Jalen Hubbard, and Ron Washington Jr. at the top of the order. Let's go to the Atlantic League. High Point at Gastonia, definitely the series of the week over on this end of things. Gastonia got it cooking early, leading off the night for Gastonia's offense with a homer from Johnny Turbo. High Point, they answered in the 2nd inning to tie it up, but really answered in the 5th after Gastonia took a 2-1 lead with a 4-run 5th inning. I'm not editing it. We're not doing this. We're just sticking it out together. We can blame Nick because his show always runs long, and by that I mean it's my fault completely because I talk about everything. Gastonia, they do battle, though, to keep things close after that 4-run 5th inning from High Point, but High Point does keep the pressure on, putting it out of reach with Ben Aklinski 2-run shot. How about Ben Aklinski getting after it? That was in the top of the 9th, stealing a 9-5 win. Brian Pereira, he also homered in the win for High Point, and Ryan Dull dropped his ERA to a 1.61. Ryan Dull, nasty. Gastonia's pitching remains a bit stretched and struggling. I think we can kind of see that. They're struggling to put together 9 innings, you know what I mean? Putting together 4 or 5 guys who can just not give up a couple runs. Todd Van Steen's a good eye, though, so shout out TVS. Keep an eye on that one for sure as Gastonia tries to make that playoff run here. High Point, they jumped back on top of the South Division with a half-game advantage. Moving on to Charleston, York, they played a doubleheader in Charleston. They split the doubleheader 3-2 and 3-2. Derek Adams goes 6 innings in Game 1, allowing pretty much just a 2-run homer to Jacob Rhinesmith. That gave Charleston the lead, but a Justin O'Connor RBI single tied it in the final frame for York, and a Diego Goris single would bring home Justin O'Connor, and that would be enough for a walk-off win there. Jalen Miller's inside and outside the park home runs, yes, both, were the only Charleston runs in Game 2, and 2 of the team's 3 hits. Nelly Rodriguez homered for York in the win. Moving on, let's go to Staten Island. Yes, Spire City, they blew up on Staten Island 15-0 on Tuesday, and then they answered again with a 12-5 win, so that's going well for Spire City. The Ghost Hounds overcame a 5-run second inning from Staten Island, where things were starting to look pretty hopeful. And that included a Brandon Pugh home run. They overcame that with, this was a hell of a game for Spire City. Home runs from Leobaldo Cabrera, Jose Marmoleos, Cole Cottom, Luke Becker, Craig DeDello, and hey, look, it's Cole Cottom again. So they just went off, another one, 27 runs in 2 games. Things are going well for Spire City up on Staten Island. Lexington at Lancaster. Lancaster hangs 16 on Lexington on the way to a 16-7 win. Every Barnstormer, including the pinch hitters, get a hit. Have a day. Long Island, Southern Maryland. Southern Maryland bounces back from being no-hit on Tuesday in a big way with a 12-7 win. Blue Crabs jumped all over Stephen Tarpley. 11 runs, 6 earned on 12 hits and 5 2/3. That is crazy. Tarpley's been having a nice year for himself, and that was not a nice night. On to the Frontier. Sussex at Quebec. Mark Mauclair and Abdiel Saldana, they battled on the bump in Quebec, man. Both went 7 innings. Mauclair allowed 2 runs on 2 hits, striking out 8. Abdiel Saldana, he allowed no runs on 3 hits, striking out 5. Drops his ERA to a .45 in 40 1/3 innings. Gross. Get him out of here. What are we doing about it? A TJ White 2-run double would be the only offense in the 2-0 Quebec win because, of course, TJ White did. He's horrifying. On to Ottawa, where Tri-City was up there again, sweeping their doubleheader in Ottawa 8-2, 3-2. Valley Cats pitching looked strong and connected the dots for 14 innings of solid work that they needed. Offensively, he got a home run each game from Oscar Campos in his Indy League debut. It took me a little bit to check him out. He doesn't even have a page on the Frontier League page yet. So welcome to the party, Oscar Campos, to the point. Catches, or at least he gets it on both games, gets a home run on both. You like to see that. Immediate impact from Tri-State. I believe he played for Tri-State way back in the day in the minors. So how about that? Circling back around. I don't know how he feels about that. Tri-City now sits second in the East, 2 games back and a half game ahead of Quebec. Ottawa's struggles continue as they sit a week of games behind the playoff cut line. I would not bet on that turning around fast. Gateway at New York. New York's Dawson Lane and Aaron Dona teamed up for 9 shutout innings, 6 Ks, just 5 hits, and a 5-0 win over Gateway, shutting down a powerful Gateway offense. Offensively, Chris Quitzer, he homers in a multi-hit effort. Gateway's 5 through 9 slots combined for a 1-16 game, and hey, guess what? It won't get it done, guys. They are their lead in the West is now cut to 3 games because Schaumburg at Joliet. Schaumburg got a win to cut it to 3 games. 4 early runs from a pair of RBI singles and a Blake Berry home run would hold up for Schaumburg. Luis Perez's strong start, followed by a Christian Lopez set of 3 one-hit innings. Yeah, man. That'll get it done. Good bullpen performances kind of across the board. I like that. That's good. It's nice when the game just come to a screeching halt the moment they go to the pen. So that's why I'm in support of that basically anytime. For Joliet, a pair of doubles for Zach Bierman just weren't enough. But Chandler Beerley, similar names. The first time I'm realizing that. Tossed 2 hitless innings in relief. Again, back end, getting it done. Lake Erie crushes Evansville. Lake Erie explodes for 14 on Evansville. The struggling offense puts up 2 tutties. Okay, Lake Erie. They overcome a 7-run second inning from the Otters with 14 runs between the next 3 innings, and then they call it a night. Homer Reyes and George Khalil, they homer for Evansville in the loss. Florence at New Jersey. New Jersey's pitching continued to show signs of improvement in a 6-1 win over Florence. Keon Barnum homers. That combines with great outings from Jorge Tavares and Yui Sacco. That'll get it done for Jersey. Florence continues to. They look like they might have been going the right way, but we'll see how they bounce back from this one. Trois-Rivières at Washington, 4 scoreless relief innings from Justin Goosen Brown and Lucas Young. More relief. Hey, boys, love it. That sealed a 7-6 win for Washington. Anthony Bricado, he homered for Washington. Rodrigo Orozco homered for Trois-Rivières in the loss. Finally, Empire State at Windy City. Empire State pulled the upset on Windy City, winning 5-2. Shout out to Garrett Sutton, Clark Davenport, Ryan Sandberg, and Tyler Bryant, as well as Nick Trabacki. They all held it down the mound for the Grays, 5 of them combined for that 2-round, 9-inning effort. Moving right along, American Association had nothing. They're still in their All-Star break. Empire League, they had games, but I don't got scores. Thanks for that. Pecos League, scroll through. Let's see what happened. Wednesday, Santa Fe beats Roswell 10-8. Makes sense. Garden City beats Austin 11-3. I think that's 27 in a row for Austin. That is a bad baseball team. Alpine beats Blackwell 14-2. That's big for them. They're trying to stay in that race. Martinez and Vallejo 14-11. Lancaster, Martinez won that one. Lancaster 11, Bakersfield 5. I like to go into who plays well in those things, but that usually takes some digging, man. Days are weird. Who pitched for Alpine tonight? That's who we're shouting out. Let's see. We've got Hess again. The guy's nasty. Matthew Hess. ERA sitting at 4.19. That's not bad for the Pecos, baby. 4 hits, 1 run, 6 innings, 7 Ks. Awesome. That's it. That's the recap. Quick one. Disorganized one. That's for sure. Until next time, I'm Ryan from Indy Ball Nation. Y'all have a good one. And keep an eye out. Indy Ball Report's coming something soon. It's going to be a mess.
I may not have a lot, but I love what I got. A 4x4 and a good fishing spot. I hope this time my card won't decline.